Welcome back to Midwest Access. Beautiful weather out there today. After that heat and humidity yesterday, things very, very comfortable outside today. A live look outside from your Lewis Notto live camera on a beautiful sunny afternoon. High temperatures, or current temperatures, I should say, sitting mainly into those mid 70s. Notice our dew points very comfortable into the 50s here, maybe towards low 60s in a couple spots like Albert Lee, Austin, and Charles City, but way less humid than what we have been seeing so far in the last couple of weeks. So if you're looking to get out and about here this evening, perfect opportunity to do so. We'll see temperatures continuing to stay in the 70s here through about 7, 8, even 9 o'clock here tonight. So great evening to get some time outside. However, we are tracking the next big thing, looking at a change not only in temperatures, but humidity as well. So let's talk about the temperature trend. Something we'll notice more significantly here in the region. Things looking to stay below average temperature-wise through the end of the work week. Looking at temps in the mid 70s again tomorrow, upper 70s through Thursday and Friday. But here comes that big temperature change that we're tracking between Friday and Saturday. We see a significant jump. Temperatures in the mid 80s, even approaching 90 as we head towards next weekend there, Sunday into Monday. So a hot stretch returning by this weekend and into next week. So this couple day stretch here through the rest of this week, take advantage of the comfortable temperatures, but also the comfortable dew points. Dew points will gradually be on the climb throughout this upcoming week as well. Between tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, not too bad. We'll start to see those dew points creeping back into those lower 60s, a little bit more noticeable here by the end of the week on Friday. However, with that high heat comes that high humidity again as we move towards this weekend with Saturday and Sunday, both looking at dew points back into the 70s. So tomorrow, gorgeous. Try and take advantage of it. Spend a little time outside. Enjoy the sunshine. We'll see high temperatures there sitting into the mid 70s, maybe even some low 70s in a couple spots. Certainly a refreshing day for sure. But again, temperatures really cranking up once again, climbing back into those upper 80s, low 90s as we head towards this weekend and continuing throughout this next week. No rain chances in sight there on that 10-day forecast.
Your headlines at 5 o'clock, though we are going to check on the weather one more time here on Midwest Access.
We are enjoying some gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous weather here this evening on your Tuesday. We are gearing up for another beautiful day here for Wednesday. Gradually looking at more heat and humidity returning to the region by this weekend into next week. So take advantage of the next couple days while you can. Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen will have all those latest First Alert forecast details for you when we see you back in just a few minutes. Conditions absolutely gorgeous out there today. High temperatures sitting into those mid 70s. The biggest takeaway from today was the lack of humidity. Very refreshing to step outside and just feel those nice conditions out there. Like I said, highs today sitting into those mid 70s. We will pretty much be looking at a rinse and repeat heading into your Wednesday. Morning temperatures on the cooler side, a little crisp to kick off the Wednesday as we look at temperatures there 7 a.m. as you're heading out the door into the mid 50s. Looking at more mid 70s for afternoon high temperatures tomorrow and plenty of sunshine as well. Looking forward to a great day. Enjoy these pleasant conditions while we have them because a big change is on the way once again in the temperature department by this weekend. So an opportunity to give those ACs a much needed break here the next couple of nights.
Yeah, you bet. A welcome change, I think, for a lot of folks. Sarah, thank you so much. We'll see you.
We have been embracing some beautiful weather out there today. The lack of humidity has been absolutely refreshing. If you've been loving the weather, rinse and repeat. More of the same on the way for tomorrow. Tracking some crisp conditions to kick off your Wednesday. Temperatures sitting into those lower to mid 50s. Climbing into the mid 70s by the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine too. We'll talk more about what's in store with a big temperature change on the way by the weekend. That's next in your First Alert weather. Weather today absolutely gorgeous. A great day to be outside. And if you did not get enough time outside yesterday, more of the same on the way for tomorrow. So a beautiful Wednesday is ahead, but we are tracking some big changes. The biggest talking point is going to be the temperature change. Next couple of days, very comfortable. In fact, temps will be slightly below normal. Mid 70s on the way for tomorrow. Then we're looking at seasonal temperatures, upper 70s here by Thursday and Friday. Then this is where the change comes in. We move into the weekend. Temperatures in the mid 80s by Saturday, approaching 90 by Sunday. Heading into Monday, then, we continue to see temperatures staying in the mid to upper 80s throughout next week. So a big swing on the way between Friday and Saturday. And with that comes more humidity. So embrace the next couple of days, especially tomorrow. Looking at some low humidity, very comfortable dew points for the area between Wednesday and Thursday. We start to feel a little sticky as dew points gradually climb back into those lower to mid 60s here by Friday. And then we just feel uncomfortable, very humid here by Saturday and Sunday with those dew points then into the upper 60s, if not approaching those 70s. So looking to be rather uncomfortable once again. High heat, high humidity between this weekend and next week. So next couple of nights, take advantage of the more comfortable, more refreshing air. Give that AC a well-deserved break. Tomorrow morning, a crisp start to the day, and we'll see temperatures kicking off here into those mid-50s tomorrow. Mankato around 56, 55 in Rochester, 57 in Mason City. That'll be around 7 a.m. So waking up, heading out the door, that AC deserving a break. Looking at tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds is expected, but we will be looking at those mid-70s for high temperatures tomorrow. Look at Rochester and Mankato, 74, 75 respectively. Mason City looking to climb to about 74 as well for those afternoon highs here for your Wednesday. We are looking to see, though, that high heat and humidity back in the forecast. That 7-day forecast for Mankato by this weekend. You can see a stretch of 90s potentially on the way. More of the same for the Rochester area, embracing the beautiful weather the next couple of days, but gearing up once again for more heat and humidity next week.
Well, the weekend, though, it's nice to have some heat to do some outdoor activities. If you're going to be in the water, it makes it warmer that way.
There you go.
You got to look at those sides of things. Sarah, thanks. Always good to see you.
We have been keeping an eye on some beautiful weather for the midweek, looking ahead to a repeat performance of today. So if you love today's weather, more of the same on the way tomorrow. Make sure to take advantage of it because we are tracking a big temperature change by this weekend. More summer conditions heading our way. Those details in your first alert weather coming up. And our AC units are receiving a much-deserved break in the next couple of nights as we track some cooler, less humid weather for the region, but a big temperature change on the way by this weekend. Those details in your first alert weather. We are looking at some high temperatures here from today into the upper 70s. Many of us enjoying some beautiful conditions for the region. A beautiful day out there. Many of us really embracing the lack of humidity. That really made all the difference here today as, again, those temperatures below average today into those mid-70s. If you loved the weather yesterday, more of the same on the way today. Look at what's in store here for the Rochester, Mankato area for your Wednesday, tracking those high temperatures into the mid-70s. So again, a rinse and repeat, but a bit of a crisp start to the day. You might need a light layer, extra layer before you head out the door tomorrow. Those temperatures will be in the mid-50s. It seems a little early to have temperatures like that, but after what has been such a hot stretch of weather, embracing the brief cool down because we are tracking a bit of a warm up heading into this weekend. So I'll show you those details coming up.
Short-lived. All right, Sarah.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
We are gearing up for another beautiful, very maybe early summer-like day. Low humidity, more sunshine, and temperatures into the 70s. I will say maybe a bit of a crisp start to your Wednesday is ahead. We are tracking, though, some high heat and humidity returning back to the forecast area by this weekend. So take advantage of the cool conditions while you can. We'll talk more about that heat and humidity that's on the way in your first alert weather next. We enjoyed some beautiful weather out in the area today. If you loved the weather today but did not get enough time outside, good news is more of the same on the way tomorrow. However, we are tracking a big change, so take advantage of the cooler, more comfortable weather here for the rest of the work week before we see a big change by this weekend. Check it out here. Look at our temperature trend. Average high this time of the year, right about 80 degrees. Tomorrow, below normal into the mid-70s. A little bit more seasonal by Thursday and Friday into the upper 70s. But here's the big change. We watch 70s for Friday up to the mid-80s by Saturday, nearing 90 by Sunday here in the area. And that trend of mid to upper 80s continuing into next week. Not only do we have the heat, but the humidity returning as well. So the low humidity continuing into tomorrow, even extending as far out as Thursday. So next couple of days, get outside, enjoy the refreshing weather. The humidity, the lack of humidity really makes for some more enjoyable conditions outside. Things feeling a bit more sticky as dew points climb into those mid-60s here by Friday. And then we get to the uncomfortable level, very humid by Saturday and Sunday. So maybe limiting more time outside due to the high heat and the humidity. So keeping an eye on things here for this upcoming as we approach the weekend. Tomorrow morning, a bit of a crisp start to the day. Check this out. Morning temperatures around 7 a.m. as many of us are starting to walk out the door, maybe getting up, getting ready for the day. Temperatures will be sitting into those mid 50s. So we might need a light layer before you head out the door tomorrow. Beautiful, though, that weather continuing into the afternoon. Temperatures remaining below average into the mid 70s. So looking forward to a little more sunshine, low humidity, and some cooler temperatures. But it does not last long. We're watching highs into the 90s as we approach the weekend here. 7-day forecast for Mankato. Some low to mid 90s, some lower 90s possible here this weekend into early next week. 10-day forecast for the Rochester region. Maybe needing some possible alert days by next week, maybe even Sunday, as we could be looking at some heat index values in the area approaching the triple digits. So monitoring things very closely here heading into the weekend. While we have that on the front burner, still enjoying the comfortable conditions. And hey, Brown, opportunity to kind of open up the windows, refresh the house, and give that AC a well-deserved break. It's been working overtime and needs a little kind of time off before we need it again here this weekend.
You know, that's so well put. So I'll just say ditto what she says. We'll be right back.
Here's one more look at that 10-day forecast. Some beautiful weather in store here for the rest of the work week. Low humidity, quite the perk as well. So take advantage of the beautiful weather while we can. Heat and humidity returning this weekend, extending into next week. So a well-deserved break for the ACs before they get put back to work this weekend.
All right, Sarah, thank you. And thank you, everyone, for making us a part of your evening. We appreciate your time, and we wish you a great rest of your night.
We enjoyed some really comfortable temperatures today. Very refreshing with the lack of humidity out there today. And I've got to say, temperatures below average too. Check this out. Highs today into those mid 70s, roughly about 5 degrees below average for many of us in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa today. Just 80 for that high in the Twin Cities. Tomorrow morning might feel a little crisp, so you might need to grab a light layer before you head out the door. We'll see temperatures tomorrow around 7 a.m., mainly into about the mid 50s. We're looking at about 55 to maybe upwards of 57, 58 degrees on the warm side. The afternoon, similar to today. We'll look to see temperatures climbing into those mid 70s and staying below normal. We'll continue on with the low humidity for our Wednesday and a few clouds filtering in and out throughout the day, but plenty of sun. A beautiful Wednesday in store. It'd be really nice to just not have to go to work tomorrow, Brock, but you know what? Those AC is certainly getting a well-deserved break heading into tonight and tomorrow night even, but we will be using them probably full blast again by this weekend. A big temperature change on the way, so we'll talk more about those details coming up.
So kind of a little pause, if you will, in what we're going to be dealing with. All right, Sarah, thank you for that. We will see you again soon.
The lack of humidity today has been so refreshing. A lot of us able to give that AC a well-deserved break. More of the same weather in store for our Wednesday with temperatures below normal into the low to mid 70s and low humidity, along with some beautiful sunshine. We are, though, tracking a big temperature change by this weekend. Your AC will be back to work in no time. Those first alert forecast details are coming up.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
Today's forecast has just been so beautiful. The weather has been fantastic, and I think the lack of humidity really making a big difference. However, things changing, though. We'll see that humidity return once again as we track the next big thing. And first off, it's going to be the temperatures. We'll see that high heat and even the humidity returning by this weekend. But for now, let's take a moment and enjoy these great conditions. Mid 70s on the way for your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, tracking some pretty seasonal temperatures into the upper 70s. Then we see that big stretch of heat return by this weekend. Mid 80s to upper 80s on the way for Saturday. Sunday, many of us could be approaching near 90 for those afternoon highs. So things getting really hot by this weekend. And unfortunately, the humidity returning with that heat. So I say the next couple of days, especially tomorrow, take advantage of the comfortable temperatures and the comfortable humidity, comfortable dew points, I should say, the lack of humidity here. Expecting to stay in that comfortable range through about Thursday, but by Friday, we should be seeing those dew points creeping back into the mid 60s. So feeling a bit sticky out there, and then we just get downright uncomfortable again by this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, expecting to be very humid with those dew points returning to the 70s. And we're keeping a close eye on Sunday in particular. Not only could we be looking at highs approaching the low 90s, dew points into the 70s, we could even even be looking at some heat index values nearing the triple digits in many locations here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. You can see heat index values across portions of the upper Midwest well into the triple digits. Notice towards Omaha, Sioux Falls, Fargo area could be into nearing 110 to 115 for those heat index values. So how hot things could feel. Rochester area could be into those lower 100s. So some hot, humid conditions on the way. A possible first alert day may be on the way for Sunday. Monitor the forecast closely. We should have a better handle on what we can expect those heat index values to be as we inch a little bit closer to the weekend. So tomorrow, though, certainly no concerns for high heat index values or humidity. In fact, a bit of a crisp feeling start to the day. We'll be tracking morning temperatures around 7 a.m. into the mid-50s, cooler than average. So you might need a light layer before you head out the door. But by the afternoon, temperatures there climbing into the mid-70s, maybe some low 70s even possible for those highs. But a beautiful next couple of days here. Temperatures below average into the 70s, and then we're right back at it with the heat and humidity. Very summer-like once again heading into this weekend and next week. So a brief break from the heat and humidity. Take advantage of it. Soak it in while you can. Give that AC a brief break. It deserves it, but it'll be right back to work by this weekend.
Yeah, 90 again by Sunday. So
Oof,
the heat and humidity comes back.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of back, we'll be back after this.
Let's take another look at your 7-day forecast for Austin, Mason City, and Winona. A beautiful stretch of weather here on the way for the rest of the work week. Take advantage of the cooler than normal temperatures and the low humidity. That's in store for Wednesday, extending into Thursday. By Friday, we will be noticing a bit more of that humidity sneaking back into the region before we see a big temperature change. A big change on the way by this weekend as we bring back the heat and we bring back the humidity. So tracking more very summer-like conditions on the way by the weekend into next week. An opportunity to just kind of relax and give that AC a well-deserved break here for the next couple of days. Enduring, though, more sunshine. Not seeing any rain chances there in the next 7 to 10 days. That's a look at your first alert weather. Let's take one more last look at that forecast. We do have Garden Gallery winners here. We have Peggy from Stewartville. We also have one other one coming in here tonight. This one is Margot from Chatfield. The good news is we can enjoy a little more time in our gardens the next couple of days before it gets hot and humid this weekend.
Have a great night, everyone.